Naturally, training is very important. You have to have training. Without training, then you have no discipline, you have no policy and procedures. Training is very important, but the most important part is you selecting me as your sheriff. As your sheriff, you have a strong leadership. Strong leadership, you have a strong chief, you have strong sergeants, you have strong deputies. You want to get the training and the hiring people. Your human resources does most of the work. They're very important to hire the right people, to put the right people in there to get the job done. When the sheriff shines, everybody below shines. When they shine, the sheriff shines. So that's what I want, is people in there that's going to get the job done so that I shine and give about 80% back that respectability to the sheriff department. There's little respectability there now. You as citizens got to respect us as the sheriff and the deputies, what we do. It's a tough job. It's a very tough job. They got to get up and go to work. It's like a fireman. I was a fireman for 10 years. I get up at 2 o'clock and go to work while you are sleeping. Thank you.
What do you see as the number one problem the sheriff's office needs to address?
The number one problem with the sheriff's office is their image. The way people look at the sheriff's office. They've got problems with the way they're perceived. And I'm not up here to say that anybody up here is the fault of that. But we have to improve the sheriff's office image. We have to improve professionalism. We improve those two things, quality of work will come. We have to improve relationships with other agencies. Right now, there is none. There's no relationship with the DEA, the FBI. There's barely a relationship with the local agencies. We have to be real. We have to improve ourselves from within before we can police the public. Thank you.
Just one thing Rodney and I see very eye to eye. Professionalism, accountability, and integrity have to be restored back into the sheriff's office. We have to set policy and procedure. A standard must be set for all to follow, not just for one to follow. The rules are the same for everybody across the board. The image needs to be cleaned up. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a lot of courage from a lot of people, but together it can be done. Professionalism, integrity, and accountability needs to be restored back to Saline County Sheriff's Office, and I believe that I can do that.
Thank you, gentlemen, for answering all those questions. We've concluded the round of questions. We'll grant each of you 2 minutes for closing, and we'll begin again with Kevin.
We'll bring it to a happy ending. I'll finish off where I had started with my career at the Saline County Sheriff's Department. I am the most loyal candidate you will ever find. There's not been a candidate ever announced to running for sheriff that started off his career in the jail and worked his way up through the ranks and then announced candidacy for sheriff. I was an active deputy and an active detective. I will be just that as sheriff. I will not be a desk jockey, neither will none of my crew or your crew. I'll give the office back to you all like you deserve. I'm all for we the people, not the politicians. And if you've seen any of my signs around, you'll notice that. I'm ready to give back to the people for Saline County. I'm ready to get connected with our younger generation. And part of my goals is, one, is to implement a welfare check for our elderly that have little or no family in Saline County to take care of them. There's several cases where I went and met with the coroner to where they passed away because nobody come and checked on them to make sure they had their medications, proper heat and air, just anything like that. That's what we're here for. That's what we need to be doing. And I think you'll find a whole different attitude amongst the county if we do get out there and connect with y'all a little bit better instead of just playing on patrol. We are here to enforce the law, but we're also here to protect and serve. We've gotten away from that, not just Saline County. I'm not going to say bash Saline County. Every department, I've met several officers that do not have the right mindset to even carry the badge, much less the gun. So we need to get back and get the right level of officers in there that can get to y'all's level, and let's all get along and work together, and you'll probably see the crime rate drop tremendously just by having loyal neighbors, loyal patrolmen, and we can do it. Thank you.
First of all, I want to thank everybody again for showing up tonight. Like I said, I've got 17 years with this county. I'm a loyal deputy. If I'm elected sheriff, you know, it's not, I'm a little biased, okay? The sheriff's office does not have a black cloud over it anymore. You know, it's gone. We're working our way through. It'll happen. I believe in leading by example. When the new sheriff, the interim sheriff came in, he, you know, it seemed like immediately we lost half our department, okay? Everybody on my shift was promoted to corporal or sergeant. I think that tells you that I would be the best choice for a sheriff. Like I said, I believe in leading by example. And the sheriff's office is a professional department. I'm not going to go in there and I'm not going to fire a whole bunch of people. We have, you know, we have good professional deputies that are loyal to the department and will work for the county. Thank you.
I too want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out this evening. You know, the times that y'all showed up, it was pouring, and I'm talking about pouring. And Shelley, I'd like to thank you, MySaline's.com, for hosting this event, and your sidekick also for keeping good time. You know, again, I will not take anything away from any of these candidates. They are all qualified individuals, as well as myself. You know, Saline County is going to continue to grow, and it's growing daily. And we need to have a sheriff in there who can grow with that growth, and make sure things are done correctly, and to make sure that our citizens are protected, and to be more proactive than reactive. Again, don't forget, May the 5th starts early voting. Get out early, vote often. I didn't say that. But, yeah. That's one thing I really believe in, is our right to be able to vote. And I encourage each and every one of y'all to do so. Again, thank you. I'm Bruce Pennington. Good evening.
Same, I want to thank everybody coming out. A rainy evening, but still we got some people out, so that's good. My name is E.J. Harris. I am running for sheriff. You want to remember that when you go to vote. Don't forget E.J. Real easy to remember the initials. I'll summarize here real quick. My mission is to serve, protect, and defend the community, protect the rights of all you as citizens in the Saline County area. My vision is to provide effective law enforcement while maintaining the highest standards of integrity. Integrity is very important in the sheriff's department. Accountability and community service, that's very important as well. Maintain a strong sense of honesty and morality. We should all have that in the sheriff's department. Every person that works in the sheriff's department, an ethical character. Serve as role models for our youth. That's always the sheriff, fireman, any job or position you have in the civil service. People look up to you, the kids. That's what we go out for to do. We would like to have different organizations come into the sheriff's department, that we can have different events throughout the year. It'll be very important. My plan of action is to identify both the internal and external issues. There's many problems in the sheriff's department. As I've summarized, there's over 50 issues that the quorum court put out. Those issues have to all be addressed. The interim sheriff has addressed most of them. but I, as a sheriff, will address all of them. The focus on defining directions, improving morale, reputation, better service for you, the citizens, positioning the sheriff's office in a positive, effective, and efficient position. We must get the sheriff's department back on the track. A lot of them have said that's what they will do, that's what I will do. I pledge to be committed to improving and enhancing the quality of life of Saline County, where to be a safe place for you to live and to work, to come back and forth. You don't have to worry at night always of locking your doors, but you need some kind of security in your service so that you call us and we'll respond in a reasonable time. I have 34 years of law enforcement experience. I've been around law enforcement for a long time. I was in the U.S. Marshal Service 24 years. I worked for Class
Time, I'm sorry. Time is up.
Saline County Sheriff, the top law enforcement official of our county. The person who represents each and every one of you and all of us in every level of law enforcement. We have, or you have, several options here. But if you truly want change, if you want new leadership with new ideas, there's only one option, and that's me, Rodney Wright, Saline County Sheriff. Thank you.
See, Rodney and I got to go disagree with you. I think I'm your choice for that one. I moved my family to Saline County 4.5 years ago. I wanted to bring my kids to a place where they could pray in school before their games. I wanted to come down to the courthouse at Christmas and drink hot chocolate in front of the nativity scene. I wanted to go to church and feel embraced that it's not too big of a church and that you were part of the community. Saline County is that community. Our sheriff's office, it's got a cloud over it. And it's had one over it for a while. Saline County does not have the best reputation. And it will not be fixed overnight, nor can it be fixed overnight. But there are good men and women that work at the sheriff's office. To think that you would go in there and fire everybody, you would be a fool. And to even talk like that to the deputies is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I have spent the last 20 years as a professional law enforcement officer at Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. I am a captain. I serve over our Criminal Investigation Division. I have commanded our patrol. I have commanded our SWAT team for over 10 years. I have the experience, I have the drive, and I have the desire. Most importantly, I am not connected to any of the history of Saline County or the Saline County Sheriff's Office. It's like when you walk into your house. You recognize your smell of your house. You don't realize that there's an odor to it. But when your neighbor comes into your house, he smells you. But you don't know there's anything different. When you go to your neighbor's house, there's a distinct odor when you walk into your neighbor's house, and you identify that. The sheriff's office needs somebody new to walk into their house and smell what's going on. They need professionalism, accountability, and integrity. And if you visit me on the website, on Facebook, you can see more of my videos about it. Thank you.
Make it tough on them. Tell the sheriff's office. October the 1st, we had a drastic change. We had an interim sheriff that was appointed October the 1st that came in. Since then, we have lost 23 employees. We've had drastic change in the sheriff's department. We don't have a cloud over us. We got good, hard-working officers in that department. We work hard every day. Yes, there has been a cloud. That cloud's been removed. Our current sheriff was appointed by this quorum court for one reason: to come in and take care of business. He's got 39 years as a major of the Arkansas State Police. He's worked hard. He's got a lot of knowledge. He's continued working hard. I've been fortunate to work under 3 sheriffs. I know a lot of what to do's and a lot of what not to do's. Become May 5th is early voting. You need to observe your right to go out and make the best choice. I am your best choice to keep this place running effectively and efficiently.
So May 5th, go out and start early voting, and at least be sure and try and vote by May the 20th. Thank you.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, very, very much. Let's now give them all a big round of applause. And thank you for allowing me to participate. We're going to turn it back over to Shelley.
Thanks, everyone, so much. I wasn't sure how many people would turn up for the event because, you know, political events, you just never know if people will care. This is kind of a big deal that we have 8 candidates running for sheriff, and I'm so glad that so many people turned up, even though the clouds opened up on us tonight and then pretty much dumped out. Glad I was in here and not out there. So I want to thank also our sponsors for the evening. Again, we're RV City of Benton. Also 6:90 a.m., who you can listen for in May to come back on the airwaves. Also for the Royal Theater allowing us here tonight. All our candidates for coming. And thank you to those who came to report on the event, including my daddy, who's right down there taking video. And you can look for that video on MySaline.com and scrutinize every single word they said tonight, including me. Also on your way out, please remember the donation jar for the Royal Theater, and please be careful on your way home. And thank you so much for coming, and good night.
I should have bought a bigger phone. Chair's laid out. I feel like a preacher is trying to get up late. Yeah. It's hard, isn't it?
What special talents or abilities do you possess that make you feel you would be a good sheriff?
The main one is I've been loyal to the Saline County my entire career. I've lived here 41 years, and I'm a people person. I can love anybody from the age of 2 to my biggest supporter over there, 90. I can relate to each and every person in here. It's very important that we get on everybody's level and not just stick to our own. With that, I believe it's we can make a bigger impact throughout the whole county. I want to get us involved in our schools to support them and catch them at a younger generation to combat crime, and just being loyal to the county, which is what I've been for 14 years. Thank you.
All right, what special talents or abilities do you possess that make you feel you would be a good sheriff?
I would think that my management skills, along with my ability to get people to do the work and the job without my ability to have people work for me and to do a good job. That's one of my biggest traits. Also, I was born and raised in this community, and I protect what I love. I protect my home, I protect my family, I protect my community. I love all 3 of them, and that's the passion that I will bring to this position. It's important that people that's involved in this are going to protect and do what's right for each one of you and their own families. Thank you.
been in law enforcement for 34 years. And out of that 34 years, I was never corrupted or never took a bribe, never took money, never did anything that was against the law. I held that as pride in myself, and as a badge was never tarnished. As you see on my card and everything, you'll see that I have the experience, and I'm very honest. It's a very good thing in the Saline County that I am very honest. I will be very visible. I will be out in your neighborhood. I will be here to your meetings. I will go to your ballparks. I will go to wherever you have any meetings at all. And you have your citizens meetings, I will be there. I go to everything now. You will see me everywhere. I have no problem with showing up, giving you my time, day or night. I will have an open door policy as well. You can walk in my door. You can call me at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. When I was a fireman there, at day and night, we were up at 2 or 3, 4 in the morning. As a sheriff, I will be the same way here. You're guaranteed that with me. So if you'll have your faith, I will be thinking of you day and night. Thanks.
A few of the special qualities that I have to be sheriff are I have business sense. I practice fiscal responsibility every day by owning a business. I've been in law enforcement 25 years, and honesty, I believe all the people in here that know me know that I'm an honest person. I love this county, and I'll work for you, the people. My door will always be open to you. Thank you.
What I have to offer to the Saline County Sheriff's Department and these people. I have worked for the Sheriff's Department for 13 years. This is my 13th year. I possess the skills that the rest of these guys may have some form of fashion, but I have worked the administrative side since 2008. I know the ins and I know the outs. I've worked with our quorum court. I know our budgets. I know what it takes to get these things through. I've worked patrol. I've worked all the way up. I've worked every aspect. There's a difference between being out there, being the regular patrol guy, and working the administrative side of the department. That's one thing that I do possess. And I can take this department where it needs to go. Thank you.
What we need is somebody that's been in business for 35 years and never been in law enforcement. I'll tell you why. I owe them nothing. I owe Benton nothing. I owe the people everything. So what we got to do is we got to stop the corruption within the department. So if we start there, then we can correct and get rid of the drug dealers. We can correct the problems we have in Saline County altogether. And that's all I got to say.
What special talents or abilities do I have to be sheriff? I was the sheriff for 5 years. In that tenure, we were able to turn back $1.6 million out of the operation of the jail. We were able to obtain a grant for $96,000 for the upgrades of computers in the patrol cars. Now, to say that do we need more people? Sure we do. We're operating today as it was when I was a sergeant with the state police, and our county has grown from 68,000 when I came here to 117,000. But I also worked with the quorum and worked well with them. Some of them even have told me personally that you were probably one of the best sheriffs Saline County ever had. My door was always open. We were always transparent. You know, we were audited yearly by the state. All came back with great reviews. So those are just some of the abilities I have to be your next sheriff. Thank you.
All right, our next question, we'll start with Mr. Cooper. Could you describe your experience in jail operation?
Yes, but first of all, I'd like to say, Mr. Goshen, you do owe these guys something because they are taxpayers of Saline County. And you do owe Benton something because they are in part of the county.
You're exactly right.